Perfect. We're good to go. We're live and ready. We got a good one tonight, everybody. What's going on, Dan?
Oh, not too much. We have tonight. We're going back to another. What do I want to say? Tailored game as far as we're going to be doing history and geography. So we have 5 different categories here. We have U.S. history, U.S. geography, U.S. presidents, world history, and world geography. So a little bit of everything, some stuff and things. Curtis said he wants to know if we have any spelling mistakes. I hope not. Honestly,
honestly, it probably depends on what questions Dan typed and which ones I typed.
yeah, right.
We all know I don't make any mistakes.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. So, guys, if you are not watching live, those who are not watching live, we are live every Wednesday and Monday night at 9:30 Eastern time. Getting decent amount of people playing now. We got a lot of people not watching live, so just so you know, that's what we're doing. So another thing to keep in mind is if you answer, on when we're playing live, if you answer and it happens to be, it looks like it's you answered first, doesn't mean it's answered first. It's just how YouTube puts it in there for some reason. Kyle and I see who answers everything. So, hey, Sean, how's it going? We are live. So,
yes, sir.
So we'll get going in just about another minute or so.
Yeah, we'll give it a minute. So remember, speed does count when you're putting your answers in, and just 1, 2, 3, or 4 on that. So,
yep.
Sean says, "Hey, what's going on, Sean?" Sean's looking to reclaim the throne after losing out on Disney trivia the other night.
Yeah, definitely not his forte. So, what do we got first? I think it's world history. Is it world history first, or is it world geography? It's one of the two. I know we start with the world stuff first.
Yeah, it's world history first. So you know what? Let's pull that down. Let me get this baby started here. Oops. And share. All right, how are we looking?
Looks good. Sean says he's been crying since Monday. Honestly, I shed a few tears just because how little I knew about Disney. So,
I think we're gonna have a fun one tonight. You want to do round 1, 3, and 5?
Yep, I'll start. Here we go. Question number 1, guys. What year did Adolf Hitler become Chancellor of Germany? 1940, 1933, 1930, or 1936? So remember, answer, just type in 1, 2, 3, or 4 for your answer. Don't need to type out the whole thing.
A lot of different answers on this.
Yeah, this one's spread out. So Hitler did become Chancellor in 1933. Sneaky little devil, actually. He actually allowed the first, what was his name? I can't remember his name. He allowed the guy to become, or to kind of stay on for a couple months.
Yeah.
And make him think he was in power, and then he essentially said, "Nah, sorry, bud, you're not." And I don't think he ever killed the guy. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the guy's name. It cannot. It's not coming to me. But so yeah, actually, that's a pretty split one here. Well, yeah, Hitler was pretty prominent in the 20s and 30s in Germany. But all right, question number 2: what war was the Battle of the Bulge fought in? Is it World War II? World War I, the Civil War, or the War of 1812. Got to know what the Battle of the Bulge was and who was involved, and that should probably help you out a little bit.
So we got a few early answers. I think there's a lag here on the answers coming in. A lot of people going with 1. Curtis is bucking the trend, and he's going with 2. All right, Dan, what is it?
So World War II was when the Battle of the Bulge was fought. Really one of the more, is one of the more, I guess you should say, famous battles. A lot of people talk about the Pacific Theater fighting, but honestly, the European front was actually I find it pretty intriguing, but I think it's just there was so much going on in Russia and in the Pacific Theater with so much bloodshed. I think people don't tend to think about the second half of World War II, don't really think about the Western Front. So question number 3, what year is considered to be the year that the British Empire ended? 1997, 1986, 1981 or 1971? So I was telling Kyle, I said, the way I always remember this, if we have any Rush Hour fans, that's actually part of the plot of the movie is Hong Kong gaining its independence from the British Empire, effectively ending the British Empire's, rule in China at all.
Man, it's been a while since I've watched that movie too.
And it is indeed 1997, and it's crazy that it was that late, but that's technically when I don't know if anyone got that right. That one, honestly, I didn't know that. I didn't know that one either until I thought about it, and I said, "Oh yeah, I forgot that was like a whole thing in Rush Hour," and that came out in 1997 or 1998. So,
a lot of people going with 3 on that.
Question number 4: what year did the Vietnam War end? 1978, 1967, 1975, or 1969? Vietnam's one of those funny wars because, like, I shouldn't say funny, but it's one of those wars that I don't know if you really consider, like, people don't talk about battles because I don't really know if there was like battles of, because it was such a guerrilla, you're fighting against these, rebel, guerrilla warfare tactics. It's an interesting war to study.
I can't help but think Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Like every time I say, like, I just think of Forrest Gump.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's funny you say that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking.
I think it was 3. Yep.
Okay, I was gonna say I can't remember. We made this question. I can't remember what the heck the answer was. All right, here we go. Final question.
I think 67 was the start of it, or right around the start of it.
Yeah. What year did the Berlin Wall fall? Was it 1990, 1988, 1989, or 1987? So this is an interesting one because they're all very close together. Sean says, I got shut in butt talks.
Something left in me.
Oh my gosh, I love Forrest Gump. That's such a good movie. So this one, again, I'm trying to remember. I believe it's 1989. I feel so bad we can't remember. I believe it's number 3.
I do way better with U.S. history. Global history is not my strong suit. I think it was 89. But
Steph says, great impression. Channeling my inner Alabama accent here. It was 1989. Not a lot of people got that one. I wonder why we had so many people 1988. I don't know if it's just because it's an even number. It's more. All right, so we got Sam Stevens with 1 on the board. Let me write this out. Sam +1. Buff Edits with 1. And Brooke with 1. All right, here we go. Round number 2, we got World Geography.
World Geography.
Oh, Kyle,
and of course, I get to read the geography stuff.
That was not intentional, honestly. We did not even think that one through. This is.
You're all in for a treat tonight.
Yeah, this should be fun. I'm excited now.
So we're doing history and comedy all in one. For anybody that hasn't watched one of ours where we do geography and I end up reading it, I'll butcher at least half of these probably.
Yeah, that's okay. That's why we keep coming back.
That's right. All right, number 1. What country is the second largest in the world by area? Russia, China, Canada, the United States.
The funny thing is, if out of all of them, if you look at our back map we have on the back part of it, that should probably help a little bit, depending on if you can kind of roughly map out China versus Canada. For number 2, the U.S. is pretty darn small if you compare it to the size of, like, it's amazing how large Russia is. Russia is just enormous.
Let's see.
A lot of Canadians.
Actually, it looks like it was kind of spread out.
It was actually pretty spread out. No one picked the U.S. of A. Good old Canada's kind of like Russia, where there's like cities kind of sprawled out and a lot of small towns Very sparsely populated country for its size.
Number 2, where are the Nazca lines located? Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Ecuador.
So first you got to know what the Nazca lines are.
Is it Nazca or Nazca? Because I feel like some of the teachers in high school used to say both.
I feel like we probably our New York accent probably pronounce it wrong. I always say Nazca.
Yeah, I do too.
But we're getting pretty much two answers on this one, either Peru or Ecuador on this. So that's interesting for the most part. Let's see here.
Steph says I've never heard of it.
Well,
I remember it being brought up very, very a little bit.
Yeah.
In high school, very briefly.
Again, we're spreading it out here. We're getting some mixed answers. I like it.
I do too. All right, number 3. Which of the following Japanese islands is the biggest?
Here we go.
Come on. Hokkaido, Shikaku, Honshu, Kyushu, Kyushu.
That was pretty good. I think Kyushu is probably pretty close. That was
definitely a question that the game made up on that one. I'm pretty sure.
It was. This one was a game.
There is no way we would have came up with that question.
I think this was the first one we did not make ourselves, and it shows because we would not have picked ones that are so hard to pronounce. If anyone that gets this right knows it, I'll be pretty impressed because that's a very random fact to know about Japan.
Oh, a couple people got
a lot of people went with Kyushu. That's pretty. I don't know if it's because it's the one that everyone's heard of. I don't know.
Mitch says that's a test. I'm going to fail it. All right. What mountain is the natural border between Switzerland and Italy? Annapurna, Matterhorn, Everest, Denali.
This one I'm curious. This was one I made up.
All 4 very well-known mountains.
A lot of them in different regions here.
A lot of 2.
Wow. A lot of people going with the Matterhorn. That is the Matterhorn.
Yep.
I thought I'd fool some people on that one. Apparently not.
A lot of people got that. I would not have gotten that.
It was on the funny thing is actually this was a question that was on Jeopardy. It was questioned much differently than this, but I thought it was such an interesting question. I stole it. So sorry, Jeopardy.
There must be a lot of people watch that episode because a lot of people got that.
Yeah, except for Mitch and Curtis.
All right, number 5. Into which basin does the Jordan River flow into? Aral Sea, Dead Sea, Caspian Sea, Salton Sea. Salton.
This one I don't believe we did either. This was one I honestly
as you say, this was one that the game made on this one.
I'm going to go with the Caspian Sea, but I don't know. Wow, a lot of people are going, either the Dead Sea or the Caspian.
I was thinking it was the Dead Sea, but I don't remember now.
We're
about to find out.
Yeah. I'm waiting on bated breath.
It'll be like number 1.
Probably. I've never even heard of that before, to be honest. The Salton Sea sounds pretty cool, though. Sounds like some important stuff and things go on in the Salton.
Right.
All right, so the end of round 2.
That all the rich sultans sail on.
Yeah, of course. All right, so we got 2 new people on the board, and Sam gets 2 now. So she takes the official lead. And then we got Steph Sample and Mama S. All right. Round 3 for the U.S. history.
Good old U.S. history. See, first two rounds for me would have been pretty rough, but I feel like my U.S. history game is pretty strong. So
We did our worst. I think we did every single question on this, so I hope
all the
everyone
US
enjoys
stuff
these.
did.
Yep. We struggled with the world history a little bit more. Those ones were coming up with questions on those was a struggle. All right, question number 1. Andrew Carnegie was considered a tycoon of what industry? Is it steel, oil, textile, or cars?
And you can tell Dan typed this one because punctuation doesn't matter.
No. It's just like when I text. When people do punctuations for text, I just get triggered. I don't know why. Like, it's a text message, people. You don't need to send like commas and like even I don't even do periods.
A lot of 1s and 2s. So Carnegie was a steel tycoon in Pittsburgh. One of the main ones. Oil would have been Rockefeller. So Rockefeller was much more into the oil game, but Carnegie was steel.
I'm trying to think who would be a textile giant. Was there any like that are like?
I'm trying to think because like Ford would have been cars. Vanderbilt would have been. Actually, I don't want to talk about Vanderbilt because I think he comes up later on.
He does. Question number 2. What year did the stock market crash, in effect starting the Great Depression? That's right, Kyle. You see that right there? That's a comma. Question, let's see, 1929, 1920, 1930, or 1921? I throw them in there when I feel like it.
A lot of people going with 1 on this one. It is 1. The crash of 29.
I was hoping I'd get a few people.
You got Mitch.
Got Mitch. Mitch was bucking the trend. Mitch was thinking a cryptocurrency crash. That's what he was banking on that. He was like,
it's only 100 years off though. It would have been 2021.
That's right.
It's all right. All is right with it now. So
you know what, Mitch? I respect you. You just decided to do something different, and that's okay.
Right. You shot a shot.
Yep. You missed, but you shot it. All right, question number 3. The Trail of Tears was a result of which United States president's Indian removal policy? Harry S. Truman, Martin Van Buren, Andrew Jackson, or John Quincy Adams? I feel like this one's going to be one most people remember because Andrew Jackson is very well known and not in a good way for the most part. I feel like he's very infamous, I think is probably the best way to describe Andrew Jackson.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree.
All right, let's see.
I think. Yeah, it looks like everybody got that one.
Andrew Jackson one time challenged a dude to a duel, got shot, and then just sat there and took it and then shot the other guy. I mean,
Jeez.
that's kind of alpha, but it's about the only alpha thing I can come up with him. I'm sure there's maybe a couple others. I don't know. What year did the Revolutionary War end? 1781, 1783, 1776, or 1775? So you got to know what year the war started probably would possibly help. I don't know.
You called it.
I knew I'd get a few people.
You knew you'd at least get a few people go with 3.
Yes. So 1776 was the Declaration of Independence, but it was not when the war ended. So the war ended in 1783. That sucker dragged out for 8 long years.
Yep. Dan called that too because I said, I'm like, why are you going to put in 1776? That was the Declaration. He's like, yeah, but I think we'll get a few people to answer that.
Yeah, a lot of people I think, think that's just because that's the date a lot of people remember. Mitch and Curtis are just they're just patriots. They just remember that date.
That's right.
In history class.
That's right.
Final question in the round. Cornelius Vanderbilt built a shipping and railroad empire. What was his famous nickname? The Titan, the Volunteer, the Demon Deacon, or the Commodore? So if you didn't notice, 3 of the names happen to be college what do you want to say? mascot names
There you go.
from the SEC, and one of them actually is he's actually the Commodore, the Vanderbilt Commodores. I guess if you knew,
I was pretty sure everybody would probably get that one. That was kind of a throwaway one that we were hoping.
see, now I wouldn't. I would have known that. I'm saying I would not have guessed everyone would have gotten that though. Kyle and I still don't know what a Demon Deacon is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Because he looks like their mascot. He kind of looks like a little leprechaun, but I don't know.
It always kind of, to me, it always kind of looked like a mix between a leprechaun and the Monopoly Man.
Yeah, kind of right. All right, what do we got here? So we got Dirk's on the board with 1. We got Sam has got 3 now, still pulling away, and then Mama S has got 2 right behind her. So here we go.
Look at the difference in the scores with U.S. history, though.
Yeah, everyone knows America.
Sorry, Mitch, but I'm just kidding.
Boy. He sits here and he just takes it. He's gonna pull away right here. I can feel it. So we got right here. What do we have? This is US geography. Yeah, Mitch, this is your round right here. I can feel it.
That's right.
Just as a face palm. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, though. I really enjoy doing the U.S. questions more, mainly because I was a little more proficient in them. It's been a while since I've done world history.
Yeah, same here. All right, number 1. What is the capital of Arizona? Tucson, Phoenix, Sedona, Winslow.
So what is it about Arizona that people make songs about? You got Winslow with the Eagles. You got Sedona with Aerosmith.
Right? Yep.
Yeah. And then you got, which one's for Tucson? I feel like there's a song for that too. I don't get it.
A lot of people going with Tucson.
I'm going to be honest. Phoenix. I would have gone with Tucson as well. I did not realize Phoenix was that seemed a little too on the nose for me. I think
Dirk's the only one that got that.
I never want to go to Phoenix because I saw a YouTube video where a guy literally this past summer cracked an egg out in the middle of the day on his a rock on his backyard and he started cooking. That sounds awful.
Yeah, I would not want to do that.
They're like, oh, it's a dry heat, so it's not bad. No, that sounds terrible. 115 still 115.
Number 2, Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980. What state did the eruption take place in? Oregon, Washington, Idaho, or California?
I think it depends on. Wow.
Did everybody get it? Everybody went with 2.
Yeah. Kyle put Idaho in there. Idaho, honestly, nothing important has ever happened in Idaho. Let's be honest here. Idaho is it's one of those throwaway states. I mean, no offense to people from Idaho, but they make potatoes and Boise State's there, and I think that's all they're known for.
Well, they don't necessarily make potatoes; they grow them.
Yeah,
but I guess the same thing. I don't know. All right, number 3. What is the largest U.S. state by landmass? Texas, Alaska, California, New Mexico.
Mama says love Idaho. She drove through it a couple years ago. Can't honestly say what, like I said, again, really what's there. Maybe some mountains and stuff and things.
Yeah, we got a few people on this one. Do you know what it is, Dan? Because I don't think you were here when I made this question.
I think this is Alaska, right? Alaska's enormous.
It is Alaska.
I mean, Texas is enormous too. But yeah, Alaska is our maps. I think our maps are never scaled when they show Alaska usually because Alaska is
Yeah, Alaska's massive.
I think it's the size of Australia or something like that. Something ridiculous. It's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
A few different ones on this.
All right, number 4. What is the capital of South Carolina? Charleston, Columbia, Darlington, Greenwood.
I didn't know you didn't. I wasn't here for this one either.
You weren't here for this one either.
I do know the answer to this one because in 5th grade I did a book report on South Carolina. We all had to pick states that couldn't be New York.
Curious what people are going to come. I think it's going to be between 1 and 2 is what a lot of people are going to go with, and let's see.
Wow,
A lot of people, yeah.
Most people going to Columbia. I'm impressed.
I would have guessed that everybody would have went with Charleston.
It's probably because everyone saw my 5th grade book project. I totally did it the night before, and Mom did 90% of it because I was out on the trampoline playing. Yep. So thanks, Mom. I passed 5th grade because of you. Appreciate that. She's one of the good ones.
There we go. Columbia. Look at that. Everybody, well, almost everybody got it.
Buffett's went with Charleston.
Yep. Sorry, Joey. All right. Number 5. Which state has the most water within state lines? Michigan, Alaska, Minnesota, New York.
I got an educated guess. I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
Okay.
And that's because it's known like the land of 1,000 lakes.
The land of 10,000 lakes.
10,000 lakes. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Let's see. I might sweep the board on this one. I'm waiting to see if a 2 comes through. It is Alaska. So Alaska has the largest land mass and the most water within state lines.
Fucking Alaska, man. I don't get why everyone wants to go there. I tell everyone, if you want to go to Alaska, just go up to the Adirondacks if you live up in New York. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yep.
You save your money, and I know I trigger Stephanie about that when I say that. I'm like, hey, let's go to New York's version of Alaska.
Look at that. Swept the board with that one.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting round right here.
This is definitely going to be an interesting one here. So this one, okay.
Things are getting interesting.
So now she is tied with Sam. They knocked Sam off the board. So it's tied for 3 here. Dirk has got 2. He's coming alive in the second half of the game.
You called it, Mitch. Look at him.
Mitch.
Coming alive.
Mitch, I got you. I knew it. I had faith. Coach Dan, I had you here. All right.
It's going to come down to U.S. presidents.
This is where it gets fun.
Do you have a bonus question?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool, because I don't.
It's going to be an interesting one. So,
is it nearly as cool as my JTT one from the other night?
No, I know you love JTT.
I do enjoy JTT.
For those wondering, it's Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
He wasn't just for the ladies back in the 90s.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Yeah, they're also for 30-something-year-old men, apparently, too. All right, question number 1. What U.S. president was blinded in an eye due to a sparring session? It's John F. Kennedy, Bill Clinton, Teddy Roosevelt, or Calvin Coolidge? This is an interesting story. I didn't know Kyle actually knew this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I took U.S. history as an elective course in college my senior year.
And it was Teddy Roosevelt. It looks like everyone knew. Teddy Roosevelt is the alpha of all alphas. I strive to be as alpha as that guy. That dude sparred full out when he was in office. The guy got shot during a speech and continued for 45 minutes talking. I mean, it took like 4 different diseases down in like the Amazon jungle to take him down when he was older. The guy was an absolute savage.
A lot of people knowing that. Everybody. Wow.
Well, I thought I was super cool and special knowing that fact, but apparently I'm not. Wow.
I have a feeling it's going to come down to who's fastest.
Yep. Question number 2. What U.S. president required a new bathtub to be installed in the White House due to allegedly getting stuck in the previous tub? Grover Cleveland, William H. Taft, Lyndon B. Johnson, or Harry Truman? I like how some of these Kyle chose to do like I feel like Harry is known as Harry S. Truman. And then, like, I'll put William Howard Taft.
Trying to throw some people off here.
I do like that.
Everybody knows U.S. presidents pretty well.
You know, I think I feel like Taft is one of those ones that's the only thing people know him for.
I'd say that's pretty much what everybody remembers him for.
for just being a big dude. And I guess it's better than being known like for something worse, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you rather be known for something like that, or would you rather be known as a president that just didn't do anything? Like you were just like a meh. Probably just meh. Like I just get glazed over in one day in history class. Like, oh yeah, this guy happened to be in president for 4 years. Question number 3. Who was the only president to hold a PhD? Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Abraham Lincoln, or Woodrow Wilson? And I knew Steph would say it. Steph, the William H. Taft one. That's one fact she knew as soon as she heard it in high school. Like that's something that she always knew. That's like her cocktail party fun fact of the day.
A lot of people either going with 4 or 2.
I did not know this one. I would have guessed Bill Clinton, to be honest, because the guy went to law school, but it was Woodrow Wilson. Kyle and I did not know that. He was the only president to have a PhD, which I guess
I didn't know that. We threw Abe Lincoln in there just because I didn't even know if PhDs were a thing back when Abe Lincoln was president, but we threw him in there just because it seemed like if they were, he might have one.
Yep. And question number 4. What was Ronald Reagan's profession before turning to politics? Was he a screenwriter, an author, a director, or an actor? I think this was a throwaway one. I think almost everyone's going to know this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this round was going to be, I think, more about speed than anything. So everybody's doing pretty well with it so far.
Yeah, Reagan was like America's dad. You know, I feel like whether you liked him or not, you just kind of like looked up to the guy. Like,
yeah,
all right, Dad's on TV. Let's watch him.
Wasn't he like he was the president of the Screen Actors Guild for
like 20 years? Yeah, he was. That was his first like dive into politics, was when he was the director, screen actor, or the president of the Screen Actors Guild stuff and things. All right, final question. This is going to come down to the wire for a couple peeps here. Secretly hoping we have a tiebreaker, just because I want to do that.
We'll do it either way.
We'll do it either way, but I'm not dying to do it like Kyle was last time with JTT. Question number 5. What is Jimmy Carter most well known for after his presidency? Habitat for Humanity, the Peace Corps, the NAACP, or PETA? Just want to point out that Kyle spelled PETA originally with an I.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's like pita bread. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh. Well, shit.
Honestly, I think Jimmy Carter's probably these days is actually probably more known for.
Oh, I think he's
Habitat for Humanity. I mean, the guy's like 95 and he's still every day building houses. That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think he's way more well known for this than just about anything else when he was president.
Which I guess if you have a legacy, that's a pretty good legacy to have. So
yeah,
as far as that goes.
Yep.
All right, this is going to come down. I'm excited to see
to the wire.
Down to the wire. All right. Okay, we have a 3-way tie.
We have a 3-way tie, I think. Yeah.
Between Dirk, Mama S, and Sam. So let's see here. And Buff Edits got second place with 2. And Brooke actually got second place with 2. So Brooke and Buff Edits both got 2. Dirk, Sam, and Mama S got 3. Let's do a tiebreaker here. Kyle's like broke the computer. There we go.
There we
got her. We're back to normal. My hair looks a little crazy here. I've been like yanking it out. So, is everyone ready? Our tiebreaker question is going to be, I guess spelling doesn't count because it's not really that hard to spell, but spelling doesn't count.
Anybody can answer, but basically the fastest out of the 3 of those is the winner, right?
Yes.
Like anybody else can answer if they want, but
so yeah, Sean says not my week. No, sorry, Sean. Someone's got to take the crown from you. So Donald Trump had his campaign slogan as "Make America Great Again." Another president, as his campaign was "Let's Make America Great Again," was his campaign slogan. Who was the president? So Trump just took "Let's Make America Great Again" and just took out the "Let's." He marketed it better because I don't think a lot of people knew that was a thing before that. But with social media, it's a little easier to do that. This was before that, so that should help a little bit. That takes out a couple peeps. You have any guesses, Kyle? Buffett, it says Lincoln. Yeah, he wrote it. He used the Pony Express to let everyone know.
So Mama S is going Kennedy.
So Kennedy's locked in.
I'm going to say
Samantha is going with Nixon. And Dirk is going with FDR. So, by whoever's closest is actually Nixon. It's actually Ronald Reagan.
That was what I was going to say too.
"Let's Make America Great Again" was his slogan after the disastrous economy in the 70s. He wanted to kind of rebound. Lou Ferrigno, hell yeah, Lou Ferrigno for president, people. But yeah, after the 70s, collapsed economy. He wanted to make America great again with the 80s, and I guess he did so. So Sam is actually the winner by default of being the closest president to Reagan. So had a couple good guesses, though. So, guys, thank you so much for playing. We'll be back on Monday. We're going to be doing movie poster trivia. So we're going to show you pictures of movie posters, and you have to type in – I think that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna have to guess. Yeah. We'll figure it out. We're gonna
figure something out for it.
It's gonna be great, and you're all gonna love it. So, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you Monday.
We're gonna make trivia great again.
We're gonna make trivia great again.